Hi guys, welcome back to Modifix. My name's Dan and today we are modding. Alright guys, the next thing that needs changing in this car is this horrible Gaiter. So the way you take that off is you unscrew the knob first. You might have an adapter on there which you need to hold with a 14mm spanner and then crack the knob off, otherwise the knob will turn with the adapter. Once you've done that, then you need to grab it from here or stick a trim removal kit in there and give it a good hard pull from there, and then that lifts out from underneath. And as you can see here, there's two clips at the top and there's this little retainer thing at the bottom, which is quite self-explanatory, I hope. And as you can see, my Gaiter is hanging. Alright guys, so this is the back of the shifter Gaiter cover thing, and what we're gonna have to do, so there's these little elasticy things, and then there's some staples, and then there's 3 screws. So I'm going to remove the 3 screws first and see where that gets us. Before you remove anything, you might want to take note of where the stitches land, right? So if you look at the studs, or the weird screwy looking whatever they are, the little indents in that surround, then these 2 sets of stitching sit either side and the back 2 sit in line with them. Yeah, so just keep note of that for when you put the new one in. Right, now to pull this thing out, you need to release these little tabs. I don't know if I could do that one-handed. I'll try. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, so you just push the tab and then you pull this up, and then you do it for number 2 here. Let me try. Yep, and number 3, and it's out. Okay, so that's the right way up. Okay, so that's the front of it, and that's the rear. The single prong is the rear, the 2 prongs are the front. Yeah, important to know orientation because you're going to put the new one on in a minute and you want to put it right. So the 2 front prongs, you want the threads going to both prongs, and the rear you want to sit in the middle of the 2. Yeah, hope that makes sense. So now disassembly time. Okay, so underneath you've got all these staples, and then you've got these elasticy things. The elasticy things just sort of come off from around there, nothing major. Okay, and I don't have the elasticy things on my new one anyway. And then, okay, that's the last one off. It's a shame my new one hasn't actually got the elasticy things, because that actually maintains that little dip there, which is quite nice to have really, but I'm sure we can recreate it just by pushing the Gaiter in later on. But anyway, so the next thing you need to do is turn it inside out. Actually, forget turning it inside out. Let's undo these staples first, yeah. Right, to get these staples out, I did try a staple remover, which is absolute garbage. And then what I did was I got a very fine screwdriver like this one here and lifted up the 2 prongs. And then I got a fatter screwdriver and bent them straight. You can use a plier, but it might be an easier job. And then what you do is use a thinner screwdriver on the other side to get under there, and then pull it out that way and that way. And you can actually, once you've got a bit of space, you can actually stick the fat screwdriver in and lever it all the way out. Right, so the old Gaiter's off and you're left with this. And as I was saying earlier, you got the 2 prongs there, and the stitching actually goes up to that and that. Yeah, so that goes up to that and that goes up to that. So those 2 little flappies here need to be stuck onto there. And the reason I'm saying stuck is because I'm not going to staple them. I'm going to hot glue them. Alright guys, I have glued all of this down here. Look, pinch, 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 pinch. It appears that there's actually an extra one, so I might just cut that off. Or I might even leave it. Just fold it up and leave it, I don't know. Or should I cut it off? Leave it, cut it off, leave it. Oh, I'll cut it off, I think. Actually, on second thoughts, is there a prong missing from here? What do you think, guys? Is there a prong missing from here? Looks like something snapped off there, doesn't it? Right, I might just glue that down and leave it in there just for a bit of added strength. The reason I actually decided not to staple this and glue it instead is because it's quite well constructed. So you've got this, yeah, and then you've got that ring that sandwiches it down, and then you've got 3 screws as well, so it's not going to go anywhere anytime soon, is it? And then you've got these little clippies as well that actually clip when it sandwiches down. So yeah, I think it would be fine. So anyway, look at it now. Ooh. So now the final touch is you'll take this and you're going to turn it inside out. Alright, I've turned it inside out and there's this little sleeve here. So this bit goes over, I'll show you in a minute. But anyway, there's an insert there and a sleevey bit here. And you've got a cable tie, which I'm going to snip off right now. Alright, so what I did was I got a screwdriver in between those and expanded them a little bit, and then sort of stuck the screwdriver up top and started putting that out, and now it's on its way out. Might actually be able to do it one-handed now. Let me try. Oh, yeah, it's not going to work. And there you go, that's out. So that little ringy bit snaps into that ringy bit, and that's it, you're done. So I've got to put this on the new one now. Okay, so that ringy bit goes on first like that, and then you pull this over. Well, you got to turn it inside out first, yeah? And then that goes on, you got to turn it inside out and then pop the inside ring bit back on, and then you're done, yeah? This suede material is actually quite hard to turn inside out compared to the thin foie leather. Okay, and that part is done. The material on this is not totally even all the way around, yeah, so it might look a bit crap, but it is actually straight, I think, because it would self-level by the time you put that sleeve in anyway. And that was quite difficult to get in actually, but you got to sort of stick your finger in there first and sort of spread the material out and then put this bit in, yeah. And that's it, that's done. Now I'm just going to turn it inside out. Okay, so I've just finished doing that, and then I saw this on the side. So I think I'm going to have to do it again and leave a little bit more material on the other side and then put the cable tie on. I've got one in reserve right there waiting. Right, now that is cable tied. It's a bit of a bugger trying to put this thicker stuff on because nothing really wants to sit nice, but I think once it's back on the stick and then the knob gets screwed down, then I think this might push down by itself, but it's as down as it'll go for now. Right, when you get to this side, when you've turned it inside out, you'll see that all of this is bunched together and doesn't look very nice. So what you got to do is you got to sort of, let me see if I can show you with 2 hands, hold on. Get creative with the camera. So what you got to do is you got to try and pull it apart like this all the way around until you got it nice and even like this. I don't know if I got that on camera, but then it'll be sweet. I was actually holding the camera between my chin and my chest. So anyway, that's done now. It's a shame that it hasn't got that little bit in the middle because I do like that. Let me see if I can fold it and make it look nice. Okay, it's not actually that easy with the suede because the suede isn't as pliable, but I think in that position it looks all right. So I think that's how it's going to stay. So I'm going to just put it back in the car now and show you how it looks. Okay, so I've just put the little sleevey thing on and cranked it with the 40mm spanner, and then this actually slides onto it. So you go there and you sort of pull it up and around. Did you hear that? Okay, now that's in position. Now I've got a little adapter that goes on there because I've got an aftermarket gear knob. So let's put that on. I think I've actually ruined that by trying to unscrew it with a pair of grips, but it is what it is, I guess. So, oh no, it's the other way around. Don't. So this needs to go this way around, like that. Okay, that's on. And now, if I can find my knob, put my knob on. Just give me a second. Alright guys, and that is my gear shifter. All done and lovely. So I pushed it in here. You can have it however you want, but I wanted it to sort of look a little bit factory, so I pushed it all in there. And it actually looks very nice, I think. Looks better than that old skanky thing I took out anyway. So yep, that's another job done. Right guys, and that is the Gaiter done. So that's another job off the checklist. I've got quite a few jobs on this car that I want to do and get sorted. The glue trick I think is quite a good idea. That hot glue actually is very good because you can actually take it off quite easily. It's not sort of permanent like super glue or whatever, and I have used it on Gaiters and stuff before, so good little hack to do that. And I think the staples aren't really necessary. I mean, Honda probably put them in there so for it to never come off basically. And I don't think it will come off, being sandwiched through the ring and all that stuff. So it is pretty solid in there and I'm happy with it. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up, give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.